Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. We have our pre-market briefing. It's Thursday, October 9th, 2025, and we got a lot to unpack before the market opens. Both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq hit fresh record highs yesterday, thanks once again to the AI and tech rally. But this morning, futures are flat to slightly down. That tells us that the market is taking a breather and waiting for the next big catalyst. Earnings are front and center today. I have not yet checked, but Delta Airlines and PepsiCo both are supposed to report this morning. And when they report, that's going to be something that might set the tone for trading today. And investors are also looking ahead to next week when the big tech companies start rolling out their results. So the market feels a bit like it's holding its breath and waiting to see if corporate earnings can justify these record valuation. Remember when BLS was sending out reports, they used to be the centerpiece of everything, but in that absence, the vacuum has to be filled. So the usual suspects are earnings and the Federal Reserve and any of the statements that they make and geopolitical events. Now, on the geopolitical front, there is finally a glimmer of hope, some good news. We have seen this before. Overnight reports suggest Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of a ceasefire plan that's easing some of the tension that has been pushing oil prices higher. This morning, Brent crude is down about 0.5% and US crude a little more. Meanwhile, gold is holding firm above the $4,000 an ounce, despite the fact that the dollar index is also improving today. Now, gold is still near record high levels. So even with a bit of relief in the Middle East, investors are clearly keeping some hedges on the table. So those hedges are probably not entirely geopolitical. They could also be with the US situation overall. Now, over to the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is scheduled to make short welcoming remarks today at a banking event. No policy talk is expected, but the real story is that the FOMC minutes from Wednesday showed a split in the Fed. About half the members still expect 2 more rate cuts this year. And with the government shutdown entering its second week and a lot of regular economic data just isn't coming out, that means every piece of earnings guidance will carry extra weight. Every appearance by any of the Fed Reserve chairmen will be, Fed Reserve will be scrutinized and used for giving guidance to the market. Tech and AI continue to remain the clear leaders right now. Chips, cloud, anything tied to compute power is what is moving the market, so much so that even Japanese markets seem to be rallying on this particular theme. But there is a growing concern about valuation risk. We have spoken about that in this channel as well. Some people use the word Ponzi. I call it the snowball turning into an avalanche, the kind of circular relationship between OpenAI, NVDA, and other companies. So you will start to hear people use the word bubble more often in media and in articles. Analysts are still expecting about 8% earnings growth for S&P 500 this quarter, driven mostly by tech. But beneath the surface, market breadth is narrowing. I'll show that to you in the charts as well. The volumes are also going down. It's mainly the mega caps doing the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, other sectors like clean energy, consumer staples, and parts of construction have been lagging. That imbalance is something to keep an eye on. And here is what I'll be watching as the market opens. First, the pre-market moves in Delta and PepsiCo. Their guidance could influence the mood for cyclicals and consumables. And then we have oil and gold. Any sharp move that could signal whether traders are repricing risk. And Powell's tone, even if he is not announcing policy, every word is going to be passed by the market. And finally, keep an eye on market breadth. If the indices stay green, but only a handful of names are driving it, that's a sign momentum may be tiring. If you look at volumes and the volume seems to be going down steadily, that also could mean that the market is thinning up. So sum it all up, the market is pausing, not reversing. Tech and AI are still the story, but investors are starting to get cautious about how far and how fast things will run. And we'll watch the open together and see if the tone shifts once again and as the earnings hit the tape. And friends, thanks for joining me in this pre-market session that we have every day. That I have one more person joining in, it gives me more motivation. So let's get to the live prices and see how the day unfolds for us. So I'm going on into the, let's see where we are here. Okay, so I'm getting into the live session. There was a little bit of a disconnect out there. We are into S&P 500 futures. Each of these candles is a one-day candle. And friends, from the previous session, you will recollect that I have predicted a target of around 7041.75 for S&P 500 based on a bull flag pattern. So this green line that you see here is actually the length of the flagpole, and we have put it at the breakout point out here. So that gives me somewhere around 7,005 approximately. Now, what we have here is a bit of a consolidation. And day before yesterday, I have mentioned that we have some kind of a resistance out here. So we have broken out of the resistance. So this is a good sign. This would mean that we are more likely to see this as a bull flag, which is breaking out. But the most important thing today would be for S&P 500 futures to confirm above this support. So this support happens to be at 6,791.29. And in order for it to confirm, what it would need to do is that it has to close above the top of the candle out here, which is 6808.25. It can do that today or it can do that tomorrow. But the very basic thing that we need for today is to close above this line of support. If we do that, then we can look forward to further growth, and we can look forward to a bull flag breakout, and that can give us a new target, which will be an intermediate target on our way to 7012.00. NASDAQ. Now, if we look at NASDAQ, we again have the same kind of resistance, which is going to be converted into a support. So we are in a good situation out here as far as NASDAQ is concerned. And if we close above 25,354.75 today, then we would have confirmed this support. We are going to have a resistance today at around 25,447.50. Dollar index continues to move up. It's coming to a critical resistance level, which is going to be 99.195. And looking at the kind of formation we have here, we could kind of visualize a reverse head and shoulder, which will be a bullish pattern, which will take us way beyond what we have here as resistance of 99.214. Given that we look at gold continuing to go up, and gold was pushed back up again by this diagonal line of support, which was earlier a resistance. And therefore, I'm thinking that there is a lot of strength in gold, which indicates that market is still thinking, and maybe central banks are also thinking, that gold will be the place where value can be saved. It will be a protection against risk. So I'm thinking that if we close above 4057.80, then we would have confirmed this line of support, the top of the new parallel that we had. Earlier, we were traveling along a different parallel, and then we had a target, and we met the target and exceeded it. And right now, we're looking for new chart patterns, and the very basic that we want to do is to confirm this diagonal line of support as a support. And for that, as I said, we have to close above 4057.807. Now we go to the risk. VIX is up 1.47%. I was mentioning earlier, there's this ETF called VVIX that could be a possible bet. Of course, these are very risky, and these are all my musings and thoughts as a retail investor. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own due diligence before you do anything. So VIX someday is going to go ballistic, and it could touch 21.87, or maybe it could even go to 40, as it has done in the past. And when that happens, you have to be alert enough to sell it and book the profits on that ETF. That's one idea. Then, of course, we got the put call ratio, which is looking pretty bullish to me at this point of time. Well, let's go on and have a look at the indicators. S&P 500. It's definitely looking at opening above our diagonal line of resistance. So probably for today, the support could be 6785.56. And we have a target out here for 6917.17, which is a bull flag target. So let us see if we can meet that bull flag target. Market sentiment is bullish. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is pretty strong. And our side has got plenty of room for it to go up, even though we are very close to 70%. Same is the story for NASDAQ as well. And if I was to take trend line from here and plot the flagpole, this was the flagpole, And then we had a breakout out here. So from this breakout, I would say that 25,880.99 is the target, but we have a diagonal line of resistance, and I'm thinking we are going to open above this resistance today. And the resistance for today was 25,180.86. I'm thinking we're going to open above this. Then the next task will be to confirm this as a support as we move towards our target of 25,820. QQQ is showing a pre-market sentiment that it is negative. It's down 0.04% in pre-market action. And it has got a very critical resistance today, and the resistance is going to be at 612.45. Right now we're at 611.20. Out here we have a bull flag target, which is 635.03. The question is, are we going to be able to move above the resistance of the parallel channel, which has been coming with us for a long time? So that is the big question. Now, if I go back to S&P 500, let me point out to you that the volumes are starting to reduce for the green candles. And if you look at NASDAQ also, I think the volumes are reducing. I can't see the volumes here. I don't know where it has gone. But come to QQQ and have a look at the volumes. So you can see the volumes are going down. The last 2 days had a little bit of an exception, but overall the volumes have been going down. So that is one more sign that I'm watching and trying to see if the strength in the market is going down, whether the breadth is going down. Now let us look at AI. And in case of AI, we are looking at NVDA, which is up 1.66% in pre-market trades. That's a very strong statement. We tested this support at 183.53, and we bounced back up again. We have a reverse head and shoulder pattern target of 203.64. I would say that this was a bull flag that broke out, and we are marching towards this target of 202.79. And once we attain the target, I will see if I can plot out new targets. Market sentiment bullish, MACD bullish, momentum above average. Meta is down 0.15. Friends, as I mentioned earlier, we have a target for Meta of 653. Let's see, man. It is 653. Okay. It's very difficult to make this precise. It's 653.07 in my opinion. So we can move towards that general direction. And we got Google. The next one is Google, which is up 0.55% at this time. And I would like to watch more candles develop out here. Our last target was 258.54. We came very close to it, and then we started going down. Now, I have this diagonal line of resistance that I can plot out here, which has got multiple touch points. Let me drag it a little further. Let me expand this chart, recalibrate it so that you can see it properly in your small screens. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 touch points out here. So this is going to form our resistance for today, and resistance is going to be at 250.58. So I want to see what happens with Google. Are we going to form a bullish pennant and then break out from that and move upward? That's the question. So let us see more candles. Right now I don't have any direction. Amazon is down 0.17%. It has still got support at 222.48. Apple is down 0.31%, but it seems to be forming some kind of a consolidation pattern out here. I would even call it a bull flag pattern, and the flagpole is pretty long. So if we break out, we could have a really good breakout, but our resistance is continuing to hold in for today. That dynamic line of resistance suggests 259.44 as a resistance. And pre-market, we are down 0.31%. Microsoft is down 0.41%. It has got a target, in my opinion, of 535.47. And it has done some kind of a consolidation out here. And this looks a little bit like a pennant formation. But right now, the stock is down 0.43%. So I would say that I'm not revising my target. The target remains 535.34, and we are moving towards it, forming some kind of a bullish pattern out here. Tesla is down 1.93%. I'm a perma bear on Tesla, and I'm looking forward to closing the gap out here. There was a gap up that needs to be closed, and a lot of support is going to be there for Tesla at 409.55. Then we have Oracle, which is up 0.41% in pre-market trade. But friends, it's going to do a gap close. And there was a little bit of weakness yesterday because there's some news leaked out that their margins on renting out NVDA chips is not that high. So that has caused a little bit of bearish sentiment out here, which adds on to this gap up that needs to be filled up. And together, those two forces are creating a little bit of a bearish sentiment in the market. And also MACD is bearish and momentum also is just above average, not picking up significantly. I'll watch Oracle further. I think it's under the spell of a little bit of bearishness. AMD is up 0.97%, all on the back of OpenAI AMD deal. And RSI is over-elevated. I'll be super careful with AMD. SMCI is down 1.18% in pre-market trades. I would look forward to a little bit of consolidation. RSI is overbought. Market sentiment is super bullish. MACD is also super bullish. The RSI gives me concern. I am thinking that there could be some profit taking. All the gap down has been taken care of. And I would look forward to some consolidation here, RSI to cool off a little bit and then move further up. Broadcom is down 0.60%. It still continues to have support at 332.46. Palantir is down 0.79%. I'm thinking that Palantir is going to be bullish. It's the second stage of AI, and it has got government contracts, and those money are coming from defense, which is not going to be cut, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to Palantir gaining further today. Market sentiment is bullish. MACD is bearish, but almost ready to cross to the bullish side. Momentum is above average and picking up, and plenty of room on the RSI. So I continue to be bullish on Palantir. I do have Palantir in my portfolio. SMH is up 0.07%. The semiconductor ETF is going to get some support today at around 344.59, which is this diagonal line of support. And we have been trying to confirm this as a support for the last 3 days, but we have not been able to. We are still under the spell of the topping tail that we had before. So in the semiconductor sector, I'm going to be extremely careful. And then we look at Tempus AI, which is down 1.60% in pre-market day. And those who had Tempus AI should be very careful right now. We are going to have support at 90.10. And then we have Applied, which is down 0.04%. But I would like to go from here directly into Genomics and look at Prime. Prime is something that I have been watching carefully. And Prime created some kind of a topping tail. This is not strictly a topping tail because the tail is not long enough and the body is quite big, but still I consider that as a bearish sign, just to be abundantly cautious. Then we had a second event where we were not able to break out above the tail of that particular candle. And right now we are making aspirations to move upwards. The charitably positive way of thinking about that is to consider this to be a bull flag, and in which case we almost negated the bull flag and became bearish. So we are starting some kind of a consolidation pattern, or possibly another bull channel out here. It is something totally irregular. Originally, we had a target out here for 7.25. I would like to believe that we are moving towards that target, but at this point of time, I'm not getting that much confidence. I'd already told you that I don't have confidence in Prime when we saw this candle. So I would regain my confidence if we close above 6.92. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. The pre-market action and the market sentiment, the bullish MACD, and the strong momentum, all of them give me confidence that we would potentially be moving towards 7.24. But at the same time, I have to pay heed to these bearish signs. So I would say we have a resistance of 6.95, which has to be covered. Intelia is up 1.80%, and it has got a resistance at 27.12. And let's go to Caribou Biosciences. Caribou Biosciences is up 1.49%. It is moving towards a target of 2.77%, of 2.77. And right now we are at 2.72. So we could look at gaining another 5 cents today. And after that, I would be looking for new patterns to form so that I can give you new targets. So at this point of time, that's all I got. Beam is up 0.52%. And we have a target for Beam of 29.10. And today seems to be pretty positive market sentiment, positive MACD. And we have a hard stop on the RSI at around 74.7, 74.90. And right now we are just at 65.75. So there is plenty of room on the RSI. So I would definitely say we are marching towards this target. Altimmune is up 3.05%. And it's moving on this gentle upward bull channel, slowly gaining. And we are waiting for some catalyst from Altimmune. Editas is up 2.41% in pre-market trades. And we're going to have a support at around 4.15, and we would have a resistance at around 4.53. And I would consider this to be as close to a topping tail as possible. I would have called it confidently as a topping tail if we did not have this small wick at the bottom. But I would consider that to be a bearish sign. And for the bearish sign to extinguish, we need to cross 4.53. Can we do that? That is the big question. And next we got, okay, another thing I would like to point out here is that if we assume this to be a bull flag, and then we have broken out of our bull flag out here, and if I move this to the side, you can see that we have met and exceeded the bull flag and come back down again. So that bull flag is no longer going to give us the bullish aspect that we were looking for, because it has been fulfilled. So I think we need further evidence here before thinking that we're going to continue moving upwards. Next, Illumina is up 0.9% in pre-market trades. Is it trying to form any kind of bullish signal? I don't know. The bull flag is almost halfway out here. So we are very close to become bearish unless we start breaking out further upwards. And the morning pre-market action doesn't give me much confidence. CRSP Therapeutics is up 0.39% in pre-market trades. I'm going to show you a very interesting new line that I came up with, a new line of resistance, and you would be surprised. I'll go to our monthly chart out here and look at this, folks. This is all for those guys in our channel, and many of you follow CRSP very carefully. Now, this is a line of resistance which has got multiple touch points. The week from 1st of December 2020, then the week from 4th of January 2021, and then the week from 1st of January 2020. So actually the candle itself from 1st of February 2021, the week of 1st of January 2021, and then the top of the candle from 1st of July 2021. All of these have given us this slope. And look at this, right? On 1st of October, we managed to just touch the top of this, and we have a small wick out here. So this is the context I want you to remember when we go to our daily chart and look at CRSP Therapeutics. So this is the line coming in here, and these are the daily candles. We momentarily went up and came back down again. I think this is a strong resistance. And for today, it's going to be 77.25. We are at 77.08. So be careful, my friends. Otherwise, market sentiment is bullish. MACD is bullish. Momentum is pretty good. And RSI is elevated. But in the past, it has gone to 86.22. So there is still room out there. But this is a strong resistance. Pay heed to that. That's what I would say. Allogene is flat in pre-market trades. Gray is another one that I want to talk about. Our cup and handle pattern target was met, so I'm going to just remove this. No need to bask on past glory. It's gone. Now, we had the bull flag, and then we had this topping tail. We have not yet closed it out. If we close above 73.66 today, I would turn positive on gray. Otherwise, I'm going to be a bit bearish on gray. Next, PSCV, it's up 1.99% in pre-market trades. It would continue to get support at around 1.44. Next, we have got RG, which is down 0.12% in pre-market trade. Vertex is down 0.19 in pre-market trades. I'm just going to pull this line out here. And this line of support is going to be the ultimate support. But the initial support, I think, is going to be at around 402.68. Ginkgo Bioworks is up 0.25% in pre-market trades, and we want to see if we can close above 16.81 to continue to remain bullish Right now, I think we have a bull flag which is operating and we are consolidating out here. Is it going to be a bullish flag consolidation or is it going to be a pennant? We are watching out. We need more candles to come out here. And then I'm going to look at Precision, which is flat in pre-market trades. It will get support at 3.05. Eli Lilly is still within this regression channel. I'm just going to pull the regression channel further. So yesterday, we managed to open above it, but we came back into the regression channel. Today, pre-market, we are up 0.64. So all we want to do is to close above the last candle, which closes above the regression channel. And then we would have confirmed the regression channel top end to be the support. And that's what I look forward to for today and tomorrow. So we need 2 or 3 more days for that to confirm. But overall, I think Eli Lilly is moving in the right direction. Market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is above average. And then I would like to look at Ultragenics. Ultragenics is down 1.62% in pre-market trades, and this diagonal line of resistance is going to be resistance today at 30.42. Pre-market, we are at 30.36, and our support for today is going to be 29.45. RKT continues to disappoint. It's just up 0.37%. Is it going to form a bearish flag out here and start going down further? I don't know. Things are looking bad for RKT. And let's go on to look at currencies. In currencies, I'm looking at Bitcoin. And in Bitcoin, I would say that I'm still not worried about Bitcoin. The candle that we are seeing here is an attempt by sellers to push the price down, but buyers came right back in and pushed it up. And we have a target out here of 126,304. I still maintain that we would be moving towards that target. Now, if I look at this pattern, this is the flagpole, and I could potentially see a pennant pattern. So I'm just putting this as a placeholder, so don't hold me on to it. I reserve the right to change it at a later date. But this is the pattern that I'm visualizing. So our flagpole, I would say, is going to be from here all the way up to here. So if we have a breakout, this is the length that will go on top of the pennant. So let's watch what happens. We have to see a few more candles. Ethereum is down 3.05. Even though Bitcoin is doing well, the other coins I don't think are having as much energy. We'll watch the proceedings as they unfold. And XRP also is not showing much of a strength out here. It has got a bullish pennant target, but it's not looking that great, I must confess. I have XRP. I bought it at around 4.20 in the Canadian side, like where we have 3.95. I bought at 4.20. So I'm in a loss out there. I also have Bitcoin, I have got Ethereum, and I've got Solana. Let's look at Solana before we wind up. Solana is also not looking that great. So that's what I have here, my friends. And I'm going to look at our comment section and see if we have anyone who requests any ticker that needs to be analyzed. You can put it out here. Otherwise, I'm kind of done for the day, and I'd like to go have my breakfast and get started with trading. So guys, thanks for joining me. If you have any questions or any comments or any feedback for the rest of the community, some trading ideas or something that you're working with, please put it now into the chat section, and I'd be really happy to check it out. Okay, so in the chat section, we have a lot of stuff that have happened, which I couldn't see earlier. So TechTube is saying, hi, good morning, Billy breakout. Yes, let's go to Billy. I am having Billy. TechTube, thanks for the tips on Billy. Let's go to Billy. Nice. Billy, where it's Billy, I put it in the futures if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to Billy. Yes, I'm going to make some profits today. Billy is starting to look good. It's up 5.27%. And friends, the reason I bought Billy after TechTube recommended that was because I did technical analysis. I found that we have a bull flag target of 32.09. So in my opinion, we still have $2 more to get before we start looking for further patterns to see whether it's going to go up or down. So thank you, TechTube, for that And David Best is saying BJDX up 140% pre-trade. Let's go and have a look at BJDX. Let me just add it out here. BJDX. So we got a BJDX and let's see what the charts are saying. Actually, David comes up with a lot of interesting ones, but he's camera shy. He doesn't want to be on the spotlight. But he does a lot of good for all of us by giving suggestions. So I think the volumes are also very less in this. It's kind of penny stock, in my opinion, small company. I've not seen it before. The technicals, I don't have much to talk about here. So it will be a pass for me, David. I'm sorry to mention that. Get rich quick from micro biotechs has become the norm. You could say that, David. You could say that for sure. Yeah. But it's high risk. It's not for a person like me with a lower risk threshold. So the gain, as you can see here, David has got a point here. David is saying, I'm an AI bot. Good one, David. Very good one. So what David is saying makes sense. Look at this here. There was a violent fluctuation. Yesterday, it dropped 12.62%. And today it went up 111%. So if you had the guts and if you had the gall to invest in this, it's almost gambling. I wouldn't say it's invest because there is no technicals worth talking about. It's flatlined and then it's jumping here and there. So guys, be very careful. And David, you are like Loki. You are a mischief monger and you come up with these kind of crazy things every once in a while, right? So let me see. What else David is saying? Nobody knows how to innovate anyone anymore. So they pour billions down drain on AI chips with no ROI insight. Absolutely. It's also like the new songs that we hear. Most of the new songs that I hear, I can find the rhythms or tunes or melody from older songs which are super hits or something. They just mishmash everything and create a new song. So get rich quick, late stage capitalism because there is no imaginative trading idea anywhere. Hot Dog is saying, thank God I bought the dip in Intel in April. Congratulations, Hot Dog. I'm really happy for you. I'm happy to see that you bought the dip. Did I do an analysis on Intelia? Let me just do one more because now that you say you hold Intelia, I would like to give you my feedback. And I did give a feedback, I think, on Intelia. Just be careful. We don't have any new targets. Let me do this again. If we were to consider this to be a bull flag and this to be a breakout, which means that we have met and exceeded the target. So that bull flag no longer operates, in my opinion. So I want to see consolidation here, creation of a bullish pennant or a bull flag, so that we can then say we are going to move towards 27.17. So I think I said get some protection out there for the downside or sell half, keep the other half, take the profits, a little bit of the profits. That was my personal opinion, not financial advice. So be careful about that. Hot Dog. So anything else, guys? It's really good to have this kind of an interaction in the live stream. That makes my day. It also helps me get some benefit from the community as such. Guys, do you have any recommendations for the community to have a look at? Any ticker symbol that they should look at? Any trade ideas that you're thinking about? Please put it here. Otherwise, it's time for me to close the live stream and go for my breakfast. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. David, thanks for joining. Hot Dog, thanks for joining. And the others also who are on the channel, thanks for joining. And I'll catch up with you all in the next video. Bye for now.